I moved to Canada. वहाँ पे cricket था नहीं. So I needed something to watch. One day I turned on the TV and suddenly it was Milan playing.
And I remember watching the finals and going back to college the next day, छाती फाड़ के किसी को फर्क ही नहीं पड़ रहा था. I was like, okay, no one knows what Champions League is because not many people watched football back then. वो Deportivo भले relegate हो गए लेकिन वो स्क्रीन पे आते तो वो ट्रॉमा याद आ जाता है, फ्लैशबैक जैसा हो जाता है.
Mr. X.
Mr.
I
X,
mean,
oh
only
my
in
God.
Serie A, we are signing a mystery player.
Yeah.
Mr. X.
A lot of players का trajectory upwards होना चाहिए. I'm not going to name anyone because बहुत गाली पड़ती है बाद में.
नहीं, please name. यार वही तो.
Please don't go back to Milan.
I was just going to say,
I knew this was coming.
Guys, flight ticket मैं book करने वाला हूँ. Ship him back to.
I'm only signing, these many shirts, right? I'm only gonna take one question. They have their requirements. Whereas Modrić is just super humble and very patient. A Milan jersey that has actually been signed by Rafael.
Wow.
But this second one can be one of your guys's. Now you guys tell them the rules as to how they can get their hands on this one.
चाओ चाओ दोस्तों, कैपुचिनो पीते पीते, पिज्जा खाते खाते, चर्चा करते करते आखिरकार हम पहुंच गए हैं कैपुचिनो पे चर्चा का सीजन 1 फिनाले एपिसोड में. एंड जॉइनिंग मी फॉर दिस एपिसोड आर टू फैंटास्टिक गेस्ट्स. बट फर्स्ट माय को-होस्ट गरम धरम परम इन द हाउस विथ मी. आज के जो 2 गेस्ट हैं, आपको याद रहेगा मैंने कहा कि हम लोग ये जो शो है, from the cafes of Milan and Rome to the coffee houses of Bengaluru. From the cafes of Milan, we've got a content creator who is the voice for English-speaking AC Milan fans, Kush in the house. And our very own Chintan Bhai is on the other side today, representing Milan Club India. Please give a warm welcome to both of them.
Thank you.
Guys, this is the season 1 finale, and I'm so happy that we have 2 Milan fans, an Inter fan. I'm feeling kind of left out. No Romanisti, no Lazio fans in the house, but nothing to complain for me per se. Really happy that we've got you here, Kush. Really happy that Chintan, you're representing Milan Club India. So, Kush, if you can tell the viewers about your original story of how you became a Milan fan, and of course, you're a Delhi ka munda. If you can share your story with the viewers.
The crazy part is that my story actually starts from India only.
Oh, lovely.
I didn't become a Milan fan from North America ya fir Italy jaake. It was actually a friend of mine who introduced me to Milan. Maybe I was, long story, 16 years old. I was moving to Canada.
Okay.
And a week before moving, my friend introduced me to Milan. He made me watch the semi-final between Milan-Barca 2006.
Wow.
Yeah. Made me stay up till late. And then I moved to Canada. वहाँ पे cricket था नहीं. So I needed something to watch. One day I turned on the TV and suddenly it was Milan playing. And my cousin's like, you watch football? I'm like, yeah, this is my favorite team. I'd only seen one game. But he wanted to fit in with my cousin. So then I started watching Milan. For whatever reason, that was the only game that they were showing. And then over time, that's when Kaka was there, Pata was there. Well, Pata actually came later. But the first full 90 minutes I ever watched Milan play was the Champions League final of 2007.
Wow.
So तब से बस थोड़ा ups कम है but downs ज़्यादा है. But still, that was my expectation was set right at a Champions League final. So that's really how I became a fan.
So Chintan bhai, of course 2007 Champions League final, but you've been watching AC Milan for way before and of course felt that trauma against Liverpool and suffered a lot. Obviously, you are the voice of AC Milan in India personally, at least that's what I would say. And you've been heavily involved with Milan Club India for ages, making it a big presence. We see so many AC Milan fans in India every now and then wearing a jersey on the street and whatnot. What's your story? What's Milan Club India's story? When was it formed? How did it all come about? And how are you keeping this going?
Yeah. So I think 2004 was probably the worst day as a Milan fan because तभी 2000 as he saw 2007 as his final and 2003 was the first 2002 and 3 was the first full season I saw 3 especially Champions League and ended up winning it. तभी Champions League weekday पे आता था. Even the finals was on a weekday.
Yeah.
And I remember watching the finals and going back to college the next day छाती फाड़ के किसी को फर्क ही नहीं पड़ रहा था. I was like, okay, no one knows what Champions League is because not many people watched football back then. So and 2004 I was like ये तो जीत ही जाएंगे with the teams around and I was like थोड़े arrogant, नए fans बने थोड़े arrogant थे and that 4-1 up and then losing 4-2 and that to Deportivo and I was like that team is वो Deportivo भले relegate हो गए लेकिन वो screen पे आते तो वो trauma याद आ जाता है, you know, flashback जैसा हो जाता है. So yeah, and I think as a football fan generally, whichever club you support, trauma ज़्यादा होते हैं victories से, but that victory is good enough to hold you forever, you know, and that sweet. And 2004 में ये हुआ, 5 में of course everyone knows, and then वो 7 नहीं होता तो I think life would have been terrible had 7 not happened, but I think वो 7 हो चुका, and then like every fan, Kush, in India or wherever you think you're the only Milan fan in India. And Orkut the, I know a few guys from Orkut and this and that, but you know in 2014, 15 tak I thought कुछ तो करना पड़ेगा, you know, I need some Milan fans, and Twitter तो तभी आ गया था, so luckily I found a few guys. WhatsApp group tha, I got added to a WhatsApp group. I was like, why are we just not doing anything about you know, Milan India? There hum log hai, we found each other.
Yeah.
There will be others, right? So I was like, let's just start with an Insta page or a Twitter page, and we started with that. And then हम लोग ही जो थे, we decided कि हम लोग ही एक बार खेल लेते हैं मिलके. आए या कोई आए ना, the few of us, like I didn't, पहली बार जब भी खेले थे मेरी गाड़ी break down, I couldn't reach where the game was. And then once we decided only we'll end up going and chilling at someone's house. So it started off at someone's house. We 6-7 of us went to Pune, a dear friend's house, Saket, and his house is still, now he moved to Bombay, but uska ghar aaj bhi ek adda ban gaya Milan ke liye. If we have no matches also, we sometimes go to his house just to chill.
So that's the Milan Club HQ basically.
Yeah, that is Saket. Whenever he keeps shifting, but wo jidhar shift hota hai, uska ghar HQ ban jata hai. So then we like, why are we not doing anything? And that's where the whole Serie A idea आया था. Luckily, I think I can proudly say that idea also came with Milan fans.
With Milan fans, yeah.
That we need a fan. And we thought we had the best team, and you know, हम लोग खेल रहे एक दो बार, पता नहीं ये किधर से आ गया है टीम के साथ वो दिन. But you know, so that was let's mobilize this, and हम लोग को लगा बस 10 लोग हैं. We are only the 10 people.
Yeah, so Chintan, tell the viewers कि तुम्हारे Milan Club India के कितने members हैं मुंबई में, इंडिया में, and your numbers on Instagram.
As of now, on WhatsApp, we have 44 members in Milan, Mumbai, which is quite big, and a few of them are inactive. Some of them शायद have left the city or country, but we have 44 people, and at an average, we do mobilize 20-30 people for a game in Bombay. We have over 100 members, 100 plus across India. We have a few in Kolkata, we have a few down south, few who are, of course, our age, who are not very social media savvy. जो ज़्यादातर एक्टिव नहीं है.
Average मतलब average, not per hour.
Yeah, वो exactly.
को क्यों डाल रहा है अपने साथ?
Yeah, he's very tech savvy. So, but yeah, 44-45 members and our probably 20-30 members तो mobilize हो ही जाता है. I think you've seen, you know. And then we thought कि अगर Milan Club India बना ही दिया है तो logo क्यों नहीं? So then we sat down, we designed a logo, you know, like what Indian element we can put, and we put a small Taj Mahal there with the Indian flag, you know. So I thought let's just, and एक बार वो कर दिया तो might as well come up with jerseys, you know. So I think we were the only club that day wearing the jersey, and we then decided अभी ये बना दे तो flag भी बना देते हैं. चालू ऐसे किया था, then I didn't have any idea that people started messaging that we also want it, you know, we also want to be a part, please add us. And by God's grace, we still keep getting messages, oh, I'm a Milan fan, you know, can we add? So कुछ जीते नहीं है, of course. लेकिन वो 2022 जब वो लीग जीते थोड़े बाहर आना चालू हुए from their wherever they were buried in, but at least I can proudly say probably Serie A के probably most mobile fans मिलान के रहेंगे. So one good thing is I've ended up meeting such good guys, you know, and all of them are such dear friends of mine, a few of them especially. कई लोग ने तो फुटबॉल छोड़ भी दिया था because दुख दर्द पीड़ा इतना हो गया है, and I told you a lot of people are linked with emotionally with Paulo a lot.
Yeah.
Him leaving the club made a lot of people stop. So we have a WhatsApp group which is called Milan Cricket.
Oh, wow.
The OG group where we talk about cricket and a little bit of AC Milan because किसी को दुख दर्द ज़्यादा चाहिए नहीं से. But yeah, I'm very happy that we have fans who are now very mobile and very excited.
Fair enough. I mean, Milan did obviously start as a cricket and football club. The English roots are there. But Kush, speaking about your roots, obviously you moved from Delhi to Toronto, and then you started supporting Milan, you know, in a complete fashion, you can say, like a proper Milanista. How did the content creation journey begin? When did you, you know, think of, creating content for Milan in English, obviously because there is a widespread Milan audience globally. But हम लोग ने जो एक experience किया हमारे respective clubs and leagues से, अधिकतर जो content था Italian में आता था. So we could not connect with a lot of Italian content. But how did this idea come about, and how's your journey been as a content creator?
I think for me, it was more realizing the vacuum there was. There was a space where there was not a lot of English-based content about AC Milan. So जब मैंने वो notice करा, and obviously I was a passionate fan for years. And then I was like, the main thing was it was COVID.
Yeah.
Right? You're at home. So then suddenly I'm like, okay, what do I do with my time? And then I was like, let's just start something. I was, in touch with another guy, and he was like, why don't you just start something? And then I did. I actually started my Twitter about 10 years before. Yeah, so essentially, during COVID, somebody suggested that I started, then I did. It started to get a little bit of, traction. But the main thing happened was when I got my first sponsor, which was at a very small stage, because it was very nascent when I got the first guy. It was One Football.
Oh, wow.
So One Football was the one. I think they're trying to grow grassroots level. Now they're actually sponsors of AC Milan and Serie A. But before they were just trying to go to the smaller, micro influencers, I guess they would call. And I think back then I was maybe at about 1,000 subscribers probably. So it's very early for a sponsor. That's when I started taking it more seriously and really started focusing on it.
Fair. So, in terms of your global audience, do you have, obviously you have the Milan fans in India, but where else do you have a community from?
I think probably the biggest, my top 5 would be US, UK, Italy, India, Indonesia, and maybe Canada, number 6, yeah, my home, yeah.
Interesting. So there are a lot of Milan fans in Canada, a lot of Italians, with Italian heritage living in Canada and in the US. So have you met up with Milan Club Toronto or
Yeah.
Milan Club Canada or something in the US?
Yeah, Milan Club Toronto puts out, they have a designated bar that they have called Mills Tap House.
Wow.
That is in Vaughan. So they go for every single game. Every Sunday they're going to be there, watching the game. So I've done a couple of videos with them. I've watched the games with them and sort of created content from there. Yeah, it's a fairly vibrant community, but I think as a whole, as a city, you don't see as much of the club influence in Canada. You see just more Italian influence. It's more when Italy's playing, that's when, parts of Vaughan and those areas, Woodbridge, are busy. But जब Milan won the trophy 2022, उससे पहले Euros हुए थे. Euros में I went when Italy won. We took our car. You couldn't drive. It was just honking, packed, just blew everywhere. And then when Milan won, I had the same expectation. So club level, there's not as much activity, I would say, but definitely more so national. But Milan Club Toronto does put on some really good events, for sure.
In fact, मुझे याद है कि जब रोमा कॉन्फ्रेंस लीग जीती थी तो मैं अपना स्कार्फ लेके सीलिंग पे ऐसा पागल जैसा वेव कर रहा था. One Roma fan waving the
उनको
scarf.
लगा बेचारा छत पे फंस गया.
But when it also comes to the content creation side of things, right? Keeping it a very AC Milan specific, Calcio specific channel, what are some of the challenges you face? Because we see the Calcio community being very, kind of well knit together when you see it on social media as well, because all of us trying to do that extra bit for Calcio, and obviously we face a lot of challenges, us as well, I think all of us. So how do you approach it? Like, how do you go about this? How do you make sure that, I need to do so and so for my channel, and just to keep that Calcio community together? Because obviously Serie A is something that still needs more eyeballs overall, and Italian football as a whole. So yeah, how do you cope with that?
I think that was my method of, trying to promote Serie A, promote Milan, was by creating, my main focus was I trying to create good quality content, things that, would get the eyeballs, and also over time try to diversify so there's more Serie A related content. So it is the path that I'm on. I think Serie A in general, clubs are opening up from the digital side to creators. But I think they still have, a long way to go in terms of what they're doing on the level of actually broadcasting games in India and all that.
Yeah.
Long way to go there.
Interesting, definitely.
ब्रॉडकास्टिंग का तो हमें पता है, फर्स्ट हैंड एक्सपीरियंस है हमको. बट चिंतन, तूने स्कुडेटो सीजन का बात किया था. ऑब्वियसली Pioli came, won the Scudetto for Milan. हम लोग obviously we will plug in that clip where you had a lot of fans in that last game, जो Sassuolo के against her. But just in general, Chintan, Milan's kind of like rebirth, decline, it's been a roller coaster. Can you take us through those years, especially from the Champions League wala highs to winning the Scudetto. जब Allegri ने Scudetto जिताया, then for a long time Milan were in the doldrums winning a Scudetto again. परम की खुशी देख.
नहीं
परम
हम
is
लोग
just-
भी साथ में थे ना, हम लोग तो साथ में सफर किए. That's when Ajay bhai was enjoying.
Yeah, that. I think हम लोग after the Allegri wala season, and I still remember Zlatan or Thiago both didn't want to leave, and they were shipped off by
to
Galliani,
PSG.
and so it was a very तभी पता चल गया था कि boss club is in trouble, right? Because the players don't want to leave, but you got to sell them, and that is where we smell trouble. But of course, club ने कुछ किया नहीं.
But financial trouble तो काका से पता लग गई थी.
हाँ, वो तो पता चल गया था. Yeah, that
2009, you knew something's up. वो तो Galliani came out and said openly.
Yeah, but then again, when you get Silva and when you have Zlatan, you feel like, okay, हाँ, शायद stabilize हो जाएंगे किधर. You want to live in that bubble, Kush. that,
Especially after Thiago Silva renewed his contract.
Yeah.
Announced the renewal. 4 months later, whatever he was gone.
I think that's been a pattern now. Like Milan players renew their contract and then they get.
Yeah, Sandro भी वही किया. Sandro का भी वही हुआ था. But I still remember Zlatan was holidaying. I think he was not here. He was
तो
holidaying.
Pulisic को मतलब renew नहीं करना चाहिए.
Yeah, I think we can't afford to lose Pulisic. But yeah, so I think when Allegri came and he won, and I think there was a Barca game, people thought we were going to get hammered, and San Siro was amazing. And that is what Allegri does pull off usually. Of course, we lost the away game. But it was, we thought that, okay, fine, Allegri stabilize kar dega, but Sassuolo has been such a pain in the ass. So I know. But yeah, so I think tabhi se laga. But then we went on this whole run of getting ex-players as managers and ruining their legacy and getting players. And it's not that we didn't buy players. Yeah, I still remember some club called Roma fraud किया हम लोग के साथ. Bertolacci करके एक player थे. I don't know how much we paid for that guy. Some 17-20 million, and बाप रे पता चला
20 odd billion.
like disastrous. So we've actually been spending money, but तभी पता चल गया था Ajay that club is in trouble. And then when you get bits and pieces kind of players, like trying to fit them in and trying to get players who are finished like SCN and that you're not gonna either win a title. Title तो बहुत दूर की बात है, because I think Juventus were kind of far ahead. But top 4 भी नहीं यार. We came as low as 8th and 9th, and I said, boss, 10th. I was like,
Same
this
boat.
is yeah. And I still remember Inter losing to Southampton. I think LFB went south. They finished last in that.
भाई भाई साथ में.
Yeah, that's the only time probably both our fan bases got together.
Yeah.
Everybody was
Yeah. And I was like, is there any light at the end of the tunnel? Because Ajay, there was just spiraling down, and how. And of course, there was this amazing banner which we came out when we got bought by the Chinese owners.
Yes.
We are rich.
Oh yeah, that's scarf.
That's
scarf.
scarf.
We are so rich.
We are
now.
so rich. And the opposite of that, insert coin.
Insert coin.
That
Yeah,
was the iconic
Yeah,
one.
that was amazing. I think that Milan fans generally, the ultras are very creative. I still remember, that the fans have been very loud, But then, क्या मतलब stadiums empty during that whole.
Yeah.
So
Horrible to
Ajay, we've gone through a lot, Param. Like that whole phase of 8th, and you have legendary players who've become managers. And to see them.
Inzaghi था, Gattuso था,
Seedorf.
Seedorf था.
Yeah, man.
Didn't Donadoni coach as well in between, if I'm not wrong, or interim or something?
No. I think we had this guy.
Brocky.
Leonardo.
Yeah, Brocky, correct. Brocky. Oh, shit.
Leonardo का famous 4-2-4 था. What he played all strikers.
This was a lot of it was influenced by Berlusconi.
Yeah.
A lot of him was like using his own mind, his own tactics that he wanted on the field. And then he would also appoint coaches that he felt like would actually listen to him. Because there's I think Allegri was saying, I'm not listening to this. Right, if I remember right. And then so he fired him, brought in Brocky and say, ye wali formation khila. So they completely lost the plot when it came to running the club. And that's why, it was only a matter of years he sold.
I think I had a little hope when we got Montella. Thoda hope आया था, because decent tactician, I thought, and we did buy a lot of players when he came in. We got Hakan, and I don't know how many players. 5-6 players we bought. Who's that Swiss wing back? Ricardo Rodriguez.
Oh my God.
Rodriguez.
So, and see, the best part about Ricardo and Shaqiri, they perform very well for Switzerland, for the national team, and when they come for their club team, I don't know what happens. So, when I तभी hope, you know what, because we were in the doldrums, तभी लगा कुछ भी आ जाएगा, hope हो जाता था.
Weren't those 7 signings given a tag? I completely forgot. They were called something, right?
When Bilia, all those
Yeah,
guys
yeah,
came.
yeah, yeah.
That the one Chinese market.
Yeah, the one Chinese market.
Yeah.
They were called something like some
पूरी
fantastic
नई team
fabulous
खरीदी.
Yeah, the Fabulous 7.
Fabulous
the Fabulous
7.
8, क्या 7
something like that.
11 थे भाई. 11 new players they got.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
but what he's talking about, the 7, I think they were called something. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
I
right,
remember.
I
But this is so consistent with Milan, right? With Galliani, Chintan, and we keep on discussing this. Mr. X.
Mr.
I
X,
mean,
oh
only
my
in
God.
Serie A, we are signing a mystery player.
Yeah.
Mr. X.
By the way, एक बार हो गया था. I think he was pretty sure of. I think Hamsich did say publicly also that he
Yeah.
was very close. And then he, of
Hamsich
course,
आता तो भाई,
I
would have been happy.
I think Milan's Mr. X has been Andrea Bellotti, that whole 100 million saga.
Mr. X ढूंढ ही रहे हैं.
अभी भी, yeah. So exactly when that came and when we Pioli came mid-season, by the way,
Yeah.
उसको 7-8 games के बाद लेके आए थे and आके ही सब आधा Pioli out हो गया था.
Oh
चार.
yeah, oh yeah.
अरे भाई टाइम तो दो उसको. Not that we had any hopes and I was like क्या हो गया यार, मतलब आने. And then I don't know COVID में क्या हो गया. Probably COVID worked for them. What happened?
Did absolutely work. Yeah.
And then we came back and I still remember the game at. We had no. I think we were the only club who had not taken a point off Juventus away from home. It was very embarrassing. We were the only big club who had not taken a point. Forget draw. जीत तो दूर की बात, draw भी नहीं किए
Draw भी
थे.
नहीं करे थे,
And then we went there and there was another Milan which turned up. So Ajay Param hope आया. And then what happens? I don't know why this happens. That when you win a league, you need to back it up. And when you don't back it up, and then that whole. So this is where I think management, everything comes into play, where everyone needs to be aligned for it to work, which worked beautifully with Berlusconi back then. But that time he had the money also, and वो पैसा था. उसको जो player
He had a
था,
lot
वो
of
लेके
influence as a politician.
Exactly.
A lot of
I mean,
influence.
he's so unique, right? Is there any other owner who's been like Berlusconi in the world? I don't think so. I mean, you know.
Yeah, it is not. And plus, what I liked back then about Serie A was multiple owners. You know, the owners clashing, especially Inter के साथ तो Moratti, Berlusconi was iconic. It's the rivalry starts from there.
They were proper fans of the club, right? Familial bond, of course.
But then again, that is what happens, Param. You know, fan होते हैं, that is the downfall भी उधर, because
Yeah,
you are
exactly.
too close to the club, right?
Yeah, it has to be run as a.
So, similar,
Unfortunately, as a business.
एक अलग context में अगर आप देखोगे, with the Roman clubs, you had Cragnotti who ran Lazio to the ground, and then you had the Senzis, because Lazio won the Scudetto, the Senzis had to buy and splurge more than they could make. And again, both Roma, Lazio kind of collapsed after that in financial ruin. I mean, that's been the story across the board in Serie A. I mean,
Yeah, so basically वो Pioli के बाद तो I really thought players हैं. I love the season. Of course, it was amazing. I'm going to be a little क्या बोलते हैं, devil's advocate over here, and I'm going to say we overperformed. We punched above our level, but that was just the team unity, right? We were not
कितने
the
points Inter आगे थी?
Good, 9 points.
7
That-
to 9. Yeah, I still
Nine.
remember that goal, own goal या कुछ हुआ था, back pass से.
Radu's back pass. I guess you can insert an image over here. Obviously,
And,
perfect time for Chintan Bhai to get back at you.
Yeah, and I think the thing was, I think the Giroud ka 2 goals that turn against
De Vrij.
the De Vrij against
That was
Inter, that
horrible,
was
yeah.
beautiful, you know. So clutch moments we won, but I feel I don't know if you believe, like you agree with me, Kush.
No, I don't, because I think over 38 games you can't fluke. You just you.
No, the last 10 games we were like in an adrenaline rush. I think last 10 games.
Yeah, which is the
I think from an opposing perspective, I've seen many people call it luck. I won't call it luck. I think that Milan side did have great mentality, that persistence which Pioli instilled. I think obviously you needed some fortune in the sense that you had needed Inter to drop 9 points, but then what was impressive about AC Milan is keep on going consistently even after having close games even after that. I think that is where, and you guys won the title on the last day after all.
Yeah, I still remember that Fiorentina game where Leão took a long range shot and the keeper just fumbled
Exactly.
it. And
Yeah, Terracciano.
the 1-0
Oh my
win. But what happened is that Tomori Kalulu partnership was crazy. I think that
Absolutely.
just drove us into the sunset. But as you said, we had to win continuously because Inter were not going to lose there.
Yeah, after
so
that,
Inter kept winning and we had to keep winning just to keep that pressure. And that's why I feel that run was amazing. That's why the Sassuolo game, so many fans turned up when we had the watch along, I was shocked. I got 30 messages, 40 people.
That's the only time you'll be happy, being associated with Sassuolo because they don't have many fans turning up at the stadium.
I think we took over the stadium, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
They made exceptions for how many.
Yeah, and that was amazing because we scored I think 15th minute or
Yeah,
something.
3-0, 3-0
But the
total.
first goal was very early, and
Yeah.
that that just calms your nerves down
Yeah.
completely.
Yeah.
3 goals in the first half. I
Yeah,
think.
first half, yes.
Yeah.
And then we was just like,
Yeah.
that's it, champions,
Yeah.
So I think that culmination ho gaya tha, but I still feel like, it can't be a fluke as he said.
No, it's not a
But I
fluke.
feel like as a unit, we punched above our level. Okay, those guys were just, like Leicester won it. You can't call it a fluke, but they just, as a unit, they performed well.
Yeah.
Because Kalulu hasn't reached that level after that.
Yeah.
What we expected from him, he didn't reach that level. So a lot of players haven't, and I think a lot of players का trajectory upwards होना चाहिए. I'm not going to name anyone because बहुत गाली पड़ती है बाद में.
नहीं प्लीज नहीं यार वही तो
I
बोल
told
दे
you-
राफा लियो बोल दे
Yeah, I feel, as he said, that mentality the club showed, the players showed back then in that title-winning season. I expected Leão and Theo का to be upwards,
Yeah,
to be leaders. And
Fair,
they,
fair.
वो क्या बच्चे बड़े हो गए. ऐसा सीन था, उनका हो गया था. I was not Fonseca के साथ जो हुआ. I didn't. I'm a club person. I don't care about players individually. I know. So I don't know. सबके अलग narrative है. He might have another narrative about this whole issue where they're standing over there. Can't happen. When you're playing for a club as big as Milan, nah, it can't happen. And if you are those senior players who've carried the team he was MVP, Leão. If you carried that, no, you can't. You can't do it. And I can't say I've lost respect for him, but वो थोड़ा लगा, हाँ, he's an individual player.
बिफोर वी मूव ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट सेगमेंट अगर आपको ये वीडियो पसंद आ रहा है प्लीज लीव अ लाइक शेयर करना एंड सब्सक्राइब करना टू कैल्चो चर्चा कंटेंट आता रहेगा ये सीजन 1 का फिनाले है बट अगले सीजन में बहुत कुछ आने वाला है सो कुछ जैसे आपने बताया था कि 1000 सब्सक्राइबर्स पे यू हैड अ पार्टनर स्पॉन्सर आज का जो हमारा शो है दैट्स स्पॉन्सर्ड बाय आलियो हु सर्व्स अप सम अमेजिंग पिज़्ज़ास
Looks delicious.
एंड दिस इज अ वीगन पिज्जा बिकॉज वो बायस है कुछ कंटेंट क्रिएशन का जो एक सबसे बेहतरीन चीज़ है द वीडियोज दैट वी लव टू वॉच आर द मैच डे व्लॉग्स एंड you've been making some amazing content. Can you share with the viewers your experience as a fan and also as a content creator? कैसे आप ये match day vlogs बनाते हो? And obviously you've met with a lot of players, spoken to a lot of players. How's that experience been for you?
Honestly, I think Milan has been very supportive with this whole thing. They've been amazing. So, they came across my channel maybe about a year ago, and then I decided, you know what, अगर वो देख रहे हैं channel, बातें कर रहे हैं मेरे साथ, then let's just take a chance. Take one-way ticket, go to Milan, and that's what I did.
Wow.
So I took a one-way ticket to Milan. I stayed there for about 3 months. I obviously told them I'm coming because I was in touch with them, and they're like, "Oh, if you're gonna be here, you create a lot of content about Milan. Why don't you come here and we'll just open all doors for you?" So they gave me access to the field, to the players. Before the game, I'm pitch side. Legri's right here next to me, and you're just you can actually interact with anybody. And everybody is extremely friendly. I think the biggest thing that a person probably wouldn't realize is कि लगता है कि वो पता नहीं कैसे होंगे. They're so nice, man. Everybody, the management side of things, even most of the players have been really nice. I won't name who hasn't been as friendly, but some of the guys are super friendly. Like I would say Santi Jimenez is,
I love Santi.
even though he's not scoring goals, he's still positive, happy, and friendly in the back room. Once the game is done, especially if the result is good. If the result is not good, the players walk out they're very frustrated. They don't want to talk to you. Fortunately, for whatever reason, the entire time I was there, we only won games and maybe had a couple of draws.
So you're
2 or
the
3.
lucky charm then.
Lucky charm.
Dude, the day I left, Milan played Lazio and they lost.
Please don't
The
go
first-
back to Milan.
I was just going to say,
I knew this was
guys, flight ticket मैं book करने
नहीं, 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 मैं cancel
Ship him back to Milan, guys.
Indigo का फिर से कुछ करवाना.
But yes, so I would say Santi Jimenez, even though not scoring goals, very friendly. But by far the number one is Pavlovic.
Wow.
And this guy, like most players, just walk through. Like the fans are standing here, the players are walking here. They'll just dart through. They'll have their headphones on. Pavlovic, first fan, high five, fist bump. Every single fan he will interact with, every single time when they win. So there's just some players that just have that positive vibe to them. Yeah, exactly. And even on the field, almost every game I noticed, because I would be right behind the goal. So the players run towards the curva, right? So I'm between the curva and the players. The players are right in front of me and curva's back there.
Yeah.
Every time Pavlovic would stop, take his jersey off, see a Serbian flag in the crowd, he'll give them his kit. So that guy is so, I think that behind the scenes access, seeing how the players actually interact, the management, how they interact, it's a very positive environment, and I think it helps that they were winning, right?
So we can move on to the next section, guys. यहाँ पे हम लोग थोड़ा अभी एक मजा करेंगे. We'll have some fun. Kush, we'll start with you. We want you to name your all-time best 11 of AC Milan players that you've watched. So obviously like Baresi वगैरह आप include नहीं करो तो भी ठीक है. जिनको आपने देखा हुआ है उसका एक 11 बनाना है. And Chintan, you have to make an all-time Serie A 11 that you watch that will take on this Milan 11. Are we ready?
Yeah, I actually didn't pre-think about this. On the spot,
On the spot.
fully,
Perfect,
yes.
perfect.
So I would say back in goal, थोड़ा time लग सकता है क्योंकि अभी सोच रहा
We'll
हूँ.
start with the formation. Which
What
formation?
formation? Yeah.
Let me say players and I'll see how to arrange
Alright,
them.
alright.
Yeah. So I would say I would start in the back with, I would actually, the Dida के साथ थोड़ी confusion थी, but I would go with Mike. Mike being a good shot stopper, being very, a modern goalkeeper, good with his feet. So I would go with Mike. I actually was going to go with Donnarumma before in my previous video. I did have Donnarumma, but Mike won things. He's won multiple trophies, and I think he's a modern goalkeeper. So I'll go with Mike. And obviously, he didn't leave the way that Donnarumma did. So that makes a difference. So Maignan on the right, I would have Cafu. The center backs, I would keep Nesta and Maldini. The left back, I would have Theo Hernandez. Because to me, he is arguably the best left back Milan has. This is just my opinion, the best left back that Milan has ever had, obviously after Maldini. In the midfield, I would maybe go with a three-man midfield. I would have Andrea Pirlo, Gattuso, and Clarence Seedorf.
Okay.
Yeah, I would keep Seedorf. And the front three, I would have Kaká on the right. So I guess I'm going with a 4-3-3.
Yeah.
Up front, I was confused between Pato, Ibra, and Inzaghi. I'm going to go with Ibra.
Okay.
Because of when he came back, he won a second trophy. That's a big factor, and obviously great goal scorer. And on the left, I will actually keep one of the most rare footballers ever. I don't think we've seen anybody like him since, and maybe even before. Someone who will make you fall in love with football, and that is Ronaldinho. So I would say that's my 4-3-3.
हमारे producer साहब वहाँ पे पीछे खुश हो गए रोनाल्डिनो का नाम आया.
You broke my heart, Kush. No Sheva in that lineup, huh?
No, I didn't see Sheva play that
Yeah,
much.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
And the manager who's going to lead this Milan team of yours.
अब Christmas हुई है, Christmas tree बना लेते हैं. Ancelotti ले आते हैं.
Ancelotti.
Yeah.
But that was Kush's all-time Milan 11, and we've taken yours already. Now this is a challenge for you because now you give us your all-time Serie A 11, which you've watched, but absolutely zero AC Milan players, no AC Milan coach as well.
You're gonna help me out over here, man.
No. Sorry, but that's a thumb rule here. No help.
Keeper, I'll go with Gigi. Has to be Buffon. It's Serie A 11, right? Not Italian. Yeah. So let me go with centre backs. I'll go with Cannavaro and Chiellini.
Fair.
Deadly combination. Right back, left back. Oh God, this is right back. I'll go with Zanetti. I think he played a great player. Yeah, left back कौन आएगा? I can make Zamrota play left back. Yeah, I think Zamrota plus that वो जो लिप्पी की lineup थी, वो pretty set lineup थी. So defenders has to be Cannavaro, Ballon d'Or before going to the World Cup. I'll go with 4-3-1-2.
Okay.
So 3 will be, I will go with, I'll put Zidane.
Fair.
Has to be Edgar Davids.
Edgar Davids.
I love Edgar Davids. I was just going to say it has to be De Rossi, 3 mein. Then 1 mein I'll play Francesco Totti. Striker Del Piero and Batistuta.
So just to recap again, your lineup is Buffon, Zanetti, Chiellini, Cannavaro, Zambrota, Zidane, Davids, De Rossi, Totti, Del Piero, and Batistuta. Oh, that's a good
And
lineup.
I'll go manager. I'll go with Lippi.
Lippi. Fair. Yeah. That's a great shout. Yeah.
Guys, आपके क्या विचार है? Who would you change in this all-time Serie A lineup given by Chintan? Please leave a comment below. And also, Kush के Milan 11 and Chintan के all-time Serie A 11 में कौन जीतेगा? उसका भी जवाब comments पे देना.
Milan, but yeah.
So, Kush, of course, now we've been discussing a lot of things, a lot about Milan, and I think we are close towards the end of the show. But I have to ask you one more thing. Obviously, now we're in the modern context of things. AC Milan are in the Scudetto race. Of course, I'm glad. I mean, I'm sure you guys are glad. I'm not glad. I'm not glad. Maybe I'm glad so that maybe we can avenge 2022. Of course, maybe in the same way. But all jokes aside. I wanted to ask you what's next for AC Milan? Like, what's the direction? Because we've seen Allegri come in. Allegri was linked with Napoli, Inter before he signed for you guys, and you guys beat both clubs. And would it be fair to say he's established an identity which Milan have lacked for a while? And do you think this will carry through AC Milan and you guys can lift the Scudetto in the coming season? What are the goals? Just that general jazz. What's the feeling about AC Milan?
I think the feeling in general is that there was a lot of experimentation that happened over the last 2 seasons. With Pioli, they tried to make Pioli play a certain way, more expensive, try and play like a Premier League team. Then they brought in Fonseca, then Conceição. I think what Allegri has done and the arrival of Iglitare, what they have done is they've sort of just stabilized things. They've made things more calm and it's more maintained sort of status quo. Let's just keep things simple. Don't try to be too, fanciful with how you're trying to play. Get the results. Even if it's tight margins, get the results. And I think that probably will stay for now. Has he developed an identity? I mean, this same backline that was leaking goals left, right, and center is not remotely leaking goals now. So, against a smaller size, Lakani. But I think that is the identity, is to be tight defensively and score goals when you get a counter-attacking opportunity. Unfortunately, it's not going to be very fun to watch.
Yeah.
But, someone, one of the executives at Milan said to me that, if you want to watch, go to the circus if you want to see something
Famous line by Antoine Griezmann as well.
Exactly. There you go. So for that reason, I think it's going to probably stay what it is right now. And I really think Milan's goal is truly to Milan is a big word. It's a lot. There's players, coach, management. I think the general goal is Champions League football. They want to get back into that, get the finances rolling back again. But hey, you just never know. They're pretty tight up at the top, so
Exactly.
can be done.
Yeah.
Kush, पता नहीं इटली वर्ल्ड कप क्वालिफाई होगी कि नहीं अगले साल, but the World Cup is happening in your backyard. It's happening in the US, in Canada, and in Mexico. So as a content creator, do you have any plans to cover games, matchday vlogs? What are your initial thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, ticket की price देख के थोड़ा डर लगता है कि पता नहीं क्या होएगा. But I would say, yes, ideally I would like to. I'm definitely going to make content about the World Cup for sure. It's going to be a very unique opportunity. पता नहीं lifetime में कभी Canada वापस आएगा World Cup या नहीं. So definitely I'm going to watch the games in Canada and Toronto as well. I do have a little bit of a bent towards wanting to stay in Mexico maybe for that, maybe 3 weeks, because that's the true football, they breathe it more so than Canada and the US. But definitely I'll be creating content from during the World Cup. I have a full schedule lined up already of how many videos to put out during that time span. But I'm not set on the location. I think maybe you'll see me in Mexico. But if you're in Canada, you let me know then.
So, dosto, with that, we've come to the end.
Okay, not the end yet, because I do come bearing gifts. It's Christmas time.
It is Christmas time.
So let's see. Let's see what all I have here. Abhi. So first, there's upsizes. I can't confirm, but there's these AC Milan. They have a specific golf collection that they came out with.
Wow.
So this is the Milan golf collection T-shirt for. You guys can fight over it, but
I think there's just
I can't find who's getting this.
And then this is gonna be a second one.
Oh.
Milan is actually coming up with some really cool stuff when it comes to like off-brand, not just focusing on the jerseys, but then this is another
to spend on holiday wear anymore.
Milan Golf Club.
shopping.
But then Inter fan ko chahiye ya nahi, but I'll leave that to you. Now this is the real one, right? So this is a Milan jersey that has actually been signed by Rafael Leão.
Wow.
Right?
Only
so
positive
this is not some random signing, right? उन्होंने specifically मुझे बोला कि हम jerseys भिजवा रहे हैं मिलानेलो at the training center. हमने बोल दिया लेआओ को sign करने के लिए, but उसने एक नहीं sign करी. अब ये actually, you know what? You have that jersey there. इसको तो replace कर सकते हैं ना?
Definitely.
With this, yes. So there we go. So exactly, this one has to be for the studio. So I'll leave this back here.
Is Leão your all-time favorite Milan player?
Yes, now he is. We're not done quite yet, so there's one more Milan jersey. So Rafa was given the task of not signing one, but two. Wow. But this second one can be one of your guys's. Now you guys tell them the rules as to how they can get their hands on this one. So Chintan?
Yeah, guys, first of all, that is a signed Rafael Leão jersey, guys. Kush especially got it for you guys. For that, you guys have to subscribe to Cappuccino Pe Charcha. You guys have to like, share, subscribe this video. You have to subscribe to his channel. Plug in.
Football Kush.
Football Kush.
So you have to subscribe to Football Kush, and obviously you have to subscribe to the guys who sent this, were kind enough to send this, which is AC Milan. So 3 tasks. Subscribe to Culture Charcha, Football Kush, AC Milan. Get in the comments and let us know your...
Yeah, let us know why you like AC Milan and why do you like Rafael Leão. And one lucky winner will get this signed Rafael Leão jersey.
And send me the screenshot on my Instagram, DM, Football Kush. Send me the screenshot of you subscribing to all 3 channels, and then we'll officially put your name into the fishbowl, the lucky draw. Exactly.
Yeah.
There you go, guys.
With that, दोस्तों हम लोग पहुंच चुके हैं towards the end of what's been a fantastic season 1 of Cappuccino Pe Charcha. The next season is going to be bigger, better and grander. That is for sure, guys. हम लोग आएंगे, लौट आएंगे, but तब तक आप जाके previous episodes देखना. Playlist बन चुका है Cappuccino Pe Charcha पे. Please leave your comments. Subscribe to Calcio Charcha. Subscribe to Kush's channel. Once again, thank you so much, Kush, for taking out the time, and Chintan for moving from this chair to this chair to the other side of things. I hope you guys had fun. Hope you guys also had fun. Until next time, from all of us here, it's ciao, ciao, ciao.